All right, Shalom. I'd like to start out by saying Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Harakak Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, and my elder Herawan as well. Salutations to the Akim that are pushing his truth and sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. All right, this is Kanak San Ban Yasha Aleph and the Lions in the Yashala camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. And um, there's a couple of inspirations that from for this lesson today. One was a lesson that Zaquan did, Aharawan did when he was talking about the food shortages and the famines, and he brought up the terminology world debt, and he also was talking about hyperinflation and shortflation. Um, how you buy a bag of chips, um, and then the bag's all open and full, and when you open the bag of chips and all the air is out, the bag is half full, but you still pay, you know, the same amount of money for that bag of chips. They don't change, the price might even go up, but you still get a lesser amount of chips, and that's one of the things that was brought up in the elders video. And he also brought up uh let's talk about world debt, the world's debt. And we were having dinner tonight, and my son, a warrior, he brought up talking about he brought up the conversation of how the world is like a pyramid scheme, and I'm like, yeah, it definitely is. He's like, the workers are on the bottom and the people that don't work are at the top. Like, that was his terminology for it. He's 12 years old, but you know what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. So and I'm like, yeah, so all that together like put me in the spirit, like, yo, that's a lesson, dealing with what Quan was talking about with the world debt, and what my son was talking about with the world being a pyramid scheme. So Kal Halayim La Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Um, so world debt is an interesting topic because I started looking into it a little bit. I don't know a whole lot about economics, so anytime I deal with economics, I always refer to the elder Herawan's page, or I go to the apostles, and but this particular topic dealing with world debt, because you talk about the debt deficit that America's in, and you hear it all the time on the news. The deficit is going up, going up, going up, and then um, at the beginning of Trump's presidency, it was supposed to be the highest it's ever been, and it wasn't supposed to. It was predicted not to ever be able to recover from that. So, how much of does America's debt have to do with the world's debt? And which is a very interesting question. Um, the world's debt, because this system that's set up is a debt system, and so how do you live on a planet that provides everything that you need essential to life, but the world is in debt because of the system that's set up is a sweat equity debt-based system that was set up by Esau. All right, so now this is a system with this fake money that Yahweh Shai is going to come down here and destroy. All right, so this article that I found, it's an older article, but it says world's 281 trillion debt pile is set to rise again in 2021. All right. So now dealing with this pandemic has a lot to do with the rise in the world deficit. All right. So the world economy is struggling, not just America's economy, but the world economy is struggling. But what sets the tone for the world's economy? America does. All right. So now with the world's 281 trillion debt pile is set to rise again in 2021. So the whole world is going to be even more in debt. And you're going to see even more shortflation, hyperinflation. Um, you know, the devaluing of the dollar and changes in value of different currencies. given an alternate route for trade other than the American dollar. You're seeing a lot of cryptocurrency being developed as we speak. So, which is putting the world, the former economic system that was set up, which is putting them more in debt. So now they're going to have a reset and bring forth a new system, which is going to be the RFID chip, which is the Revelation 13 and 16. All right. So it says, the world has never been more indebted after a year of battling COVID 19. And there's even more borrowing ahead. All right. So now, when you borrow something, when you're the lender, when you're the borrower, you borrow from the lender. Now, the lender are these world banks. These world banks is set up the system. It started with Meyer Amschel-Bauer when he started the whole uh central banking system with him and five of his sons, to where you didn't have to travel in stagecoaches with money or in, like that with money anymore. They were like, hey, give me your gold, and when you get to where my brother or my son is, he'll give you that gold, but it's going to be a fee. We're going to hold some back. All right. So they started the central banking system, and that's what's governing the whole world economy today. And the front runner is the petrodollar. So America is really the hammer of the earth, the infrastructure of this system that you see, the image of the beast. That's promoting the values of the image of the beast. All right. It says government, companies, and households raised 24 trillion last year to offset the pandemic's economic toll, bringing the global debt total to an all-time high of 281 trillion by the end of 2020, and more than 355% of global GDP, according to the Institute of International Finance. They have little choice but to keep borrowing in 2021, and Washington-based directors sustainability research Eric Triftic and economics Kahaja Mahmood. Mahmood. All right, so now the gross GDP is decreasing um, in these countries. All right, so they're going to manipulate the market to try to get the GDP to increase. All right, so now going further, it says, no, I ain't gonna read that part. All right, so basically, so that's just a starting point for the world's deficit of $281 trillion, based upon American currency. That's where the dollar value comes from, um, as far as trade and economic value. All right. So now, with that being said, it says a list of countries with the most debt. All right. It's like it says United States, Japan, Italy, Belgium, Brazil, Germany, United Kingdom, Spain, Greece, Portugal, China, Canada. All these are countries with the most debt. All right, and look who we have here. America's the front runner. The foundation of the system that we see here today, dealing with economic trade and economic value, world economy, is really the basis, the foundation of it is America. But the United States is the country with the most debt. But the United States created this system. Well, actually, Europe created this system, but um, the EU is the financier of this system that we see, the central banks, and the United States is just the enforcer, so you will. So it's just like a mafia setup. So, but with that being said, the one that does the most work to forfeiture this system has the most debt. So this shows you the value. The more work you do, and the more money they give you, the more debt you in. The more work that America does, and The more you get what I'm saying. So, um, external debt. So, what is external debt? So, list of countries by external debt. So it says United States, United Kingdom. Hold on, let me see. Let me get it right here. It says list of countries by external debt. It is total public and private debt owed to non-residents, repayable in internationally accepted currencies, goods, services, blah 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 blah. But so these are the list of countries with their external debt. And here you go. Front runner ranking: United States, United Kingdom, France, Germany, Japan, Netherlands, Italy, Spain, China, Canada, Switzerland. So now a lot of those. So you have your NATO nations, some of these, and some of these are your EU nations, European Union, and um, and they're covered in debt. They're covered in debt, and so who's the front runner of this debt? The United States. All right, so let me get a scripture real quick. It's like it. I know what pages might be kind of loud. All right, this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, the soul which is lifted up in him is not up, the soul which is lifted up is not upright in him." Slacking. Behold, the soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied with bread, but heapeth up unto him all nations. So now with that being said, America is the front runner. That's talking about Esau as a whole. So, but the foundation of this economic system that we see that goes out through the global world is set up by Edom. All right, who is the front runner? For this being the hammer of the earth, United States. All right, so now they hold the most external debt. So what is external debt? All right, um, external debt. All right, here it goes. External debt. All right, external debt is the total debt which residents of a country owe to foreign creditors. Boom, residents of a country. So the government of the United States puts the United States in all this debt, but the government doesn't have to pay it back. That's why Washington D.C. is a district of Columbia. It's not a part of the actual states of the United States. Washington D.C. is not of the United States. It's part of the corporation of the European Union. All right, so now with that being said, Washington, the government does not owe these countries. The people owe, because the government is borrowing this money on the behalf of the people, and that's where you get your straw man situation coming. So with your social security card and your name in all capital letters. All right, so it says external debt is the total debt which the residents of a country owe to foreign creditors. It is complement its complement is internal debt, which is owed to domestic lenders. All right, so now to domestic lenders. So the little so the little loans that you get from the domestic lenders for your houses, for your cars, and things like that, right? There's loans, there's money that you owe outside of your everyday living that you borrow money for that you don't even know about. So, because it's the government borrowing money on your behalf, all right, to do what they're doing. It's all being ran by the central bank, man, the European Union, which is the dragon, bro, the financier of the whole setup. All right. So it says the debtors can be the government, corporations, or citizens of that country. The debt includes money owed to private commercial banks, foreign governments, or international financial institutions, such as the International Monetary Fund, the IMF. All right. Now, the IMF is the international financial institution headquarters in Washington, D.C., consisting of 190 countries working to foster global monetary cooperation, secure financial stability, that's a lie, facilitate international trade. Man, listen, that's who, man, the elder talks about this all the time. So this is where this is who is um the central bank is who's controlling them and manipulating the market. These are the ones that bring in the fall of the economy. These are ones that's bringing forth hyperinflations. These are ones that set the interest rate for the Feds, the Federal Reserve. All right, so everything, the whole world currency, the whole world economy revolves around what the Federal Reserve do. Because guess what? America is the hammer of the earth, and they set the boundaries and the foundation for international trade. That's why everything is done by the American petrodollar. All right, but going back to Habakkuk chapter 2, it says for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up in him is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. All right, so now the just live by faith. We don't live according to um, you know, our faith is not in the dollar. Our faith is not in the system. So now, when stuff hits the fan, as you see the fall of the economy, the with hyperinflation, when you see all these things like famine and everything coming, and the collapse of the American dollar, and uh, what they're trying to do as the final reset, the just are going to live by faith, but the unjust are going to go down to Egypt for help in some way, form, or fashion, because it was set up for them to do that. All right, so now they're implementing a new system, which is going to be it's going to be a cashless system, cryptocurrency, something that's based off the chip. All right, the RFID chip, which is the Revelation 13 and 16. Plain and simple. So you're watching them build up a system and create their new world order to create for a new system. All right. And it says, but the just are going to live by faith. It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, and gather up unto him all people, all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. All right, so now, and they govern the whole world through their money system. All right, the United States has more than 800 and some odd military bases on other countries other than American soil. They have so many different territories. All right, and Esau, America is the front runner for the infrastructure of Esau, the hammer of the earth. All right, that's why King David says, "Save me from the wicked, which is thy sword." The earth was given into the hand of the wicked, and that's Esau, man. All right, verse 6, it says, Habakkuk 2 and 6, it says, "Shall not all these take up a proverb against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe unto him that increases that which is not his." All right. All right, this city was this America was built through rape, rob, and pillaging. And that's how America was established. Woe unto him that increases, which is not his. This wasn't their land. And what did they got us on? This land is your land. This land is my land. Right. That's a slap in the face because they stole this land, man. But let you try to take something from them, all hell will break loose. They'll try to make an example out of you, but they will never try to make an example out of themselves. All right. It says, "Woe unto him that increases that which is not his. How long to him that laden himself with thick clay, and that thick clay is debt." All right, so they're forever being indebted to Yahweh Shem Shai for all the wickedness that they're doing, but they're indebted to all these other nations for all the wickedness that they're doing with the manipulation of the money. All right, so that's why that's not it's not a coincidence that America holds the most external debt. When it says shall not I take up this, hold on, let me get it again. All right, so it says, "Shall not I take up this proverb against him, and a taught him proverb against him? Woe unto him that creases that is which is not his." All right, it says, "Woe unto him that increases which is not his. How long to him that ladeth himself with thick clay?" And so that's talking about Esau as a whole, but America is the debt holder, the largest external debt holder in the world, and the hammer of the earth. All right, we use the American dollar for all international trade. You can use the American dollar almost anywhere in the world, but you can't use no other currency here in the United States. For them to be the biggest debt holder in the world, meaning the front world of the world deficit, not just the American deficit, but the world deficit. All right. So now, with that being said, so the people of America are the slaves of the earth. The people of America are the slaves of the earth, man, because we hold the most debt. So all these other countries that supply or that America borrows from, all right, yeah, they own the people. We're a slave to the whole world right here in America, and they don't even understand it. All right, they just don't understand it. So now, this whole fake money system that America put into play, America caused the whole world to follow behind that debt based system. All right, so all these other nations had to buy American dollars just to be able to just to be able to deal in just to have SDRs, special drawing rights, in the what IMF, the International Monetary Fund, all right, which controls everything when it comes to the global economy. So all these other nations had to buy American dollars to be even to be able to deal with the to be able to to deal with trade. So now, so with that being said, if you everybody has to deal with American dollars, how is America the biggest debt holder in the United States? So the people owe the world the most as far as economical wise. All right. So now all these other nations are going to turn against America. All right. Because of, like, they're going to get tired of dealing with this funny money, man. They're going to get tired of dealing with this funny money because America has caused the whole world to deal with this fake fiat currency that they've been using to manipulate the global market. They can put sanctions on other countries based on American dollar. All right, it'll cost more for certain countries to buy into the to get SDRs due to these sanctions. They'll put more taxations on them. So it's like and this is how they manipulate the people with hyperinflation. Think about this. So now with hyperinflation, um, you used to be able to get some odd things for like $10. All right. So now, instead of saying, "Oh, your $10 isn't worth $10 anymore," it's going to take. Um, so what they'll do is they'll say, "Oh, I'll raise the price of this," so you don't even notice the value of your dollar. It just takes more of your dollars to get that simple product. You know what I'm saying? Versus telling you, "Oh, your dollar isn't worth that much anymore." That people always say groceries are so expensive these days. No, what they really should say is like, "Damn, the dollar ain't worth shit these days," because it's not the prices that are going up; it's the value of the dollar that's going down. So they manipulate the minds of the people by raising the prices to make them not even think about this. They're just devaluing the price of the currency. So they don't even think about it in that aspect of it. So with America holding the majority of external debt in the world, and they use their currency to manipulate the whole world, um, the whole world is in debt according to this system. All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. It says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. All right. So all the nations are foolish. All right. So now they done pass around this phony dollar to everything and taking all the resources off the earth using this paper dollar that's not worth anything. So they fooled everybody, man. All right. And these other nations were boasting with America behind this dollar. You know, at one point in dollar, an American dollar, the petrodollar was the thing, was the ish. You know, but now these nations are realizing, like, hold on, wait a minute, man, give me some gold, give me something that's really now the wool is being pulled over from over their eyes. Now they're seeing how wicked America is and how the dollar is not worth anything. So now all these other countries are drawing back from the dollar. You know, so all these other countries are drawing back from the dollar, and now you're seeing the collapse of America. All right, this is Jeremiah 51 verse 8. It says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and is destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. Right. So they've been trying to heal this economy. They've been trying to stimulate. What's that thing when somebody's flatlining, they hit the things, put the gel on the thing, put it on their chest, say clear, boom. They've been doing that to America since really, well, probably about 2008. Really since they started developing America, but 2008, from what you're seeing that's transpiring right now around 2008. They're trying to heal her. They're trying to put bomb on her. They're trying to heal America, but it's not going to happen. America is dying. America's dead. Um, it says we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one to his own country, for her judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up unto the skies. So now you're seeing all these other nations withdraw back from America, all right? And nobody's investing in the American dollar anymore. Now you're seeing the development of cryptocurrencies and development of other nations' currencies as being the top dollar currencies in the world trade market. All right, doing bilateral deals, not multilateral deals, cutting America out, was continuing to destructure the American economy. And with America being the foundation of the way the economy is set up right now, destructuring the world economy, and it's all a part of their plan to bring in the new world order. All right, and that's just it. It's all a part of their plan to bring in the new world order, collapse the economy of America, which is the foundation of the world economy. And with that being said, we need to fix this. It's ordered by chaos. We need to fix this. Let us fix this. Here goes the chip. This is the Revelation 13 and 16 that you need to take and to in order to survive. But the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh Shemar Shai are going to survive off faith. All right. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to serve its purpose. With that being said, I'd like to say Kal Halayim La Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, by Shem Harakakwadash, my mouth. Double honors to the elder apostles, a great millstone, and my elder Herawan as well. Salutation to the occupant that are pushing this truth and sincerity and truth. Peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Shemar Shai. We're almost out of here. Shalom.